I'm not going to even mention Supercard. And I will cut and walk out of this room if you bring it up.
Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody. It's April 9th. I'm Ryan Miller, and standing room only here at the Zero Hit Points headquarters in Colorado, Matt Amberg.
Hey, that's it. You found it. It was fine.
I'm here.
I could see the hamster wheel on that one.
I know where Colorado is, because it's where I am.
Yeah, let's be fair. The air is a little thinner here.
A little drier. I'm like withering.
You do look awfully dehydrated right now.
In the desert sun here.
If you guys remember Raiders of the Lost Ark, when the dude opens the Ark, like that's kind of how Ryan looks right now.
And it's Harrison Ford, and he's gorgeous.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Let's. So I guess this show is going to be filled with lies.
Is it?
Isn't it always?
I mean, it's usually about video games.
Let's do that then. Okay. Wait.
Video game lies?
Certainly. I've never finished a game in my life.
I don't know how we'd lie if we tried. It's everything so...
There's a lot of rhyming today. I want to point that out.
Has there been until I said that just right now?
No, there's just...
You're trying to rhyme right now and you can't.
I'm not. I'm not.
The rest of the show is going to be like 5-second pauses before each response as you try to think of a rhyming word.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not doing it.
All right. Okay. So
I'm looking at you and I'm even thinking about it as I'm speaking right now and I got nothing.
And you know what's fun? I get to look out your window now instead of you. And by the way, it's standing room only because we're both standing. I'm taking a page out of your book. But you're in the corner.
Don't never put baby in a corner. Don't
do what you did again. And I get to look out your window like you usually do. I get to see that old person walking by that you usually probably see.
No, I hardly ever see her.
Oh.
Yeah, she had cancer. She beat it,
Wow. Though. Okay.
Yeah, she's feeling good. She's walking. I mean, she wasn't not walking before, but she's now she's walking.
There was
exercise.
Probably a little bit of time where she wasn't walking, I'm going to say.
Well, I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to presume anything about her cancer. I just know she had it because she told my wife. I can see out my window, too. There's a garbage can. Oh, wait, no. That's my neighbor. Just kidding.
See, now I don't know what's true and what's a lie. You know, maybe we should make up some games because as far as I can tell, we only have like a maximum of 3. Mm-hmm. And if I want to end the show early, 4, apparently, games that we can talk about. Okay.
And we could also, let's go with this. I want to tease that we have a minor big announcement at the end of the show. So suffer.
Well, it is a tease.
Yeah, it's also a threat.
And a promise.
That's right. It's all in one. Take it how you want.
And a suggestion.
Yeah, it's really a buffet style.
We have done some good eating here in Colorado, thanks to you.
It's my normal eating.
Okay.
Which isn't good, quote unquote, but it's tasty.
I've been vacation eating.
Yeah.
It don't matter no more.
That's
what
right.
I say before I eat food now.
We got one more day and then that's it. Then you have to go back to eating rice cakes and drinking water.
And we've got so many shows in the can too. I don't know. This is probably coming out on the correct day.
By the way, when he says in the can, he means they're in the toilet.
Mm-hmm,
he saw it coming. He knew.
Technically the John. Isn't the can your bum?
No, I mean, I think you can say, like, I've heard people say, look at that can, but only in movies and like Futurama.
And this isn't Thursday, so you're right. Okay.
Yeah, so let's move past this.
But we got so many shows just lined up that we haven't even been dating them. If I had to guess, I'd say this next one coming up.
I just am having such a hard time with your phrasing today.
Why? This is what happens. What have we 4 days in the same space? How long have I been here?
Long enough, but not enough time. That's the problem.
We start finishing each other's
sentences. I think we're a little punchy today.
Might be.
Yeah.
I just know this is going to last, like, once we get into it, it's going to be like 15 minutes and we're going to be done.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get it.
So you want to actually do it.
Okay. Phrasing again.
All right.
It's all day long for me today.
Tops, we've got 3 games to talk about.
And by the way, I want to point this out.
Okay.
It's 9:57,
What?
which means it's 8:57 for you, and we're recording a podcast.
It's awfully early in California.
It's awfully early in either of our days to be doing this.
I don't know how this rumor got started that I get up at like 6.
I swear, man, Beth said you were up at 6 or 7.
So that's who's spreading the lies.
Well, I mean, she is not a truth teller. No, but on the weekends, I try to sleep till 9 at least.
Okay. See, now I know. These are questions I should have asked ahead of time.
Oh, no, I don't care. Like, the thing is, I try to sleep till 9. I still get up at 8. I just lay in bed until 9 at this point.
Okay.
And just look at my phone going, why do I exist?
I don't know what time my plane leaves, but I'll try to wake up at 8 and lay in bed till 9 tomorrow.
Yeah, you won't have that time because you leave.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember when I leave?
Yes.
Oh, you're a good host.
Because I remember when we have to leave also.
Fair
You're
enough.
going to be at the airport a little early.
You are my ride.
Yeah.
And the wind beneath my wings.
I am the wind beneath your wings.
So, I mean, we don't have to talk about any of those games.
Let's talk about them.
Oh, okay.
All right. We teased them already, and I know
Did we?
I know our viewers are just frothing at the mouth.
I don't know if we teased the first, the Toejam and Earl.
I love it. Toejam and Earl.
Back in the Groove, which we did already talk about fairly recently, but I didn't play, and we certainly didn't play together.
Yeah, in the same room.
Yeah, but now we did.
We did, and we finished the tutorial thing 1 through 10, baby.
We did. Probably should have done the real one. About halfway through, I was like, do you think... Well, about halfway through, I fell asleep on the couch. But about halfway through, I also...
But not because the game was
No,
boring,
no.
mind you.
I was knee-deep in battling whatever sickness I'm barely getting over. And there's the horn that often honks outside your window when you're recording. We won't have any of the discussions we've had about your neighbors on air today.
No, we will not.
But when in doing the tutorial halfway through, I was like, do you think they'll give you the real ending for completing the tutorial? Because I wanted to play it because it made the game simpler, because I don't think I'm into that game when it's hard.
Sure.
Because it was challenging enough, and I think everything that I like and or love about that game I got in the tutorial mode.
Fair enough.
But from what you said, there is a real mode that's the same difficulty as we played, so we probably should have just done that to actually see the ending.
Well, yeah, and I didn't think about it because the difficulty is actually defined not by the I think the world you're in has some more stuff to it, but the difficulty is defined when you when you choose characters, because then you can choose.
There was a difficulty chooser at that point, which
we just chose. I think we chose normal, but you're right. We chose the tutorial level, but we chose normal for that.
Well, whatever.
So
in any event,
you could probably have chosen Wiener on the regular level.
Is that a difficulty level?
Yeah, I think that's the easiest one.
Or a way of life?
You know, it can be both, and it is.
All right. So that game's awesome. It is. Like, it's a ton of fun. I have no reverence, like I mentioned before, for Toejam and Earl, really, other than, liking the style, where it came from, and the history and all that stuff.
Seeing Earl at PAX.
Yes, that good picture. In fact, you should tweet that sucker out.
I was so sweaty in that picture.
Were you sweaty?
I think so. I think you could see how red my face is.
Earl was probably sweatier.
Yeah, but you can't see him.
No, you can't.
Yeah, he's just a giant guy in a costume. He wasn't real.
Or a guy in a giant costume.
A costume and a giant guy.
So
familiarity with Toejam and Earl.
The music, the look, like I said, I think they nailed the artwork. Even just the little things, like you get in an elevator and there's these in-between screens that have different designs depending on what floor you're going up to. Just all really cool. Like, I loved all that stuff. I really
It's
did.
a very irreverent game.
Also that.
Yeah, I that's what I love. I love all the weird the earthlings that are...
The dialogue's funny too, yeah.
Yeah, and like the characters are really goofy, the earthlings that, you've got the guy riding around on the moped, and you've got the little devils that are running around. I like it, and I like the fact that the game is... you get recourse against them with things like you can use the rocket skates to bump into them and it'll fling them across the map. You can throw tomatoes at them and that'll kill them.
I didn't know about the rocket skates.
Oh yeah. I didn't know about that until I did it on accident. because I did it to the wise man, who I still love. That's just an old dude in a carrot
he's a good
outfit.
guy. He wasn't even. Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't intentional. I wasn't trying to hit the guy. Again, it's like Red Dead Redemption. My horse is called Tag because I accidentally run into people, and then I just say, "You're it," and I run away.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption is the closest analog here, I think.
No, it's 100%. They play exactly the same.
They do.
With the only difference being you're not a cowboy in Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
You're an outlaw, so let's get that together.
The elevators are different.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The elevator and the secret level where you go to Funkatron or whatever.
I got into the secret. Oh, you're talking about that secret level.
Also, you kept getting into the actual secret level, which I still don't know what you were doing or how. And
I found a door.
Isn't that always the way? And I opened it. Opportunity knocked, and I accepted the call.
I don't know what was going on in the special level anyways. I guess you get extra presents to kind of boost yourself up or something.
Which is also one of the things I love about the game is that you collect presents,
right.
And sometimes you know what they are, but sometimes you don't.
You do not.
And there are presents that you can open that will give you the opportunity to tell you what's in the box. But more often than not, I just choose the thing because I love to find out
you
what
want
it
to see
is.
yeah.
And sometimes it's not great. I love the
especially for me. Sometimes it hurts your partner.
the one I like the most was the where you have the big sign that says "I'm right here" or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's just so funny.
Which I would imagine is supposed to draw all the enemies to you, but didn't. And I never saw that actually happen. But it was just fun to have that sign going.
It was. I don't think I ever got close enough to them.
Okay.
I stayed pretty far away from them, so
all right.
Yeah,
it's fun. All the presents were fun. In fact, I want to say most of them were functional than not, but some of them, like the rocket skates, had the dual-edged sword thing to them.
Yes, It is. The rocket skates are definitely a comeback from the original game.
I want to say I do remember those. Yeah,
and in the original game, they were just as awful. Which is to say, they're amazing fun.
Did you ever use a pair without falling down a level?
Yeah, absolutely. Once
not.
or twice, and it was just, again, pure luck, honestly.
And then when you fall down a level, you still have the skates. Like, you still have to run out that timer.
My favorite was that you didn't know that, and you went sailing off the edge as soon as you landed.
Yeah, I think I went down 2 levels on that one.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, and it was a lot of fun to play in the same room, like couch co-op.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it's good. It's cool. I wish we would have seen the real ending. Have you played it all the way to the end to see the real ending?
No, not at all. I've only gotten to, I think, the second level.
Who knows? Maybe. I bet if we mainlined that thing at that difficulty level, because even though it was easy, we still hung around on every level probably longer than we needed to we
were trying to find everything.
Yeah.
We could try it. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
It's either going to be that or this other game that we've been head over heels for.
And before we finish up with Toejam and Earl, I do have one. I have a criticism.
Okay.
About the game.
One
of the things that I think is this bugs me is because of the way the game is built. When you fall down a level, or if you fall down a level and I take the elevator, the game slows down to a crawl.
Yeah, it gets a little framey.
And I just don't know how you make this game and have that problem.
Yeah.
Like when that's a core piece of the game, you should not have that issue. And I hope that gets patched out in some way. I don't know how often Switch patches come out.
Yeah, this is the Switch version. There's several versions of it, I would imagine.
I think it's just Switch and PC.
Really?
Yeah.
I would hope it doesn't slow down on the PC.
Yeah, seriously. There really is no reason for it to slow down on the Switch.
No, there's not really that much.
Because
on.
I actually think that the Switch version is the lead platform for it.
Really?
I thought so.
And while I like the backgrounds when you are taking the elevator, that screen seems to take a little longer than it should to load in.
The loading,
next level,
I wonder if it's because the game is a roguelike. So it does
loading in everything.
Yeah,
possibly.
Well, I don't know.
We don't. That's the important part.
Now you may continue on with your discussion about the next. I was going to say the following game, but I don't think that's right. The right word.
So you would say you clashed with the game a little bit on that aspect.
I would say I did clash with them.
Speaking of clashing,
yes.
The other game we played was called Might and Magic Clash of Heroes.
Well, that was an excellent way to transition from one game to another. I did not see it coming.
Have we talked about this game before?
I have maybe mentioned it to you. I don't know if I mentioned it to you on the cast.
Okay.
I know that I brought it up in regular conversation, just in passing, because I had re-downloaded it a long time ago.
Yeah, and I feel like you pitched it to me a couple times then. And did I ever... I gave it a shot or something.
I don't know. I feel like you looked at it maybe and you went, this is not, right. I don't like this. And it was really...
I don't think I said I don't like this. I think I was probably in the middle of something with, and I was like, this looks...
I know what it was. I totally know what it was. It was actually the price of the game. You hadn't played it and you were like, I might like it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
and it was 10. It was like $10.
No, it was like 20.
Or 20.
Yeah, it was like the classic Xbox. Like go onto Xbox Live, especially... Yeah, the 360 storefront or whatever. What do they call it? Arcade, I guess, most of the time?
Probably,
this is probably an arcade title, yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know, but the same thing
no,
happens
it was.
with the
It totally was, because
DLC
I never bought the game. Yeah, it's totally an arcade game.
But the same thing happens with the DLC for the 360 also. Never freaking goes down. It's all max price. Like sometimes they'll still have sales, but you can't just go and they haven't just discounted the 30-year-old games because they're 30 years old.
That is stupid.
Yeah, so that was probably it. You're correct.
Yeah.
But now that I've played a bunch of it, that might matter a little bit less because that's a fun game.
It is a fun game. I really like it. It's when you get further into the story, I think it's cool because you do unlock a whole bunch of different...
And I zoomed through the story. I did the campaign just to get the tutorial out of it because we played one game and I don't know if I hit you once. But okay, so basically this game, it's a strategy game and you have a grid and you put some units on the grid and you power them up by putting them in certain positions. They also have certain abilities based on, sometimes you can have an artifact. But essentially, if you get an attack through the units to the back line, that will damage the actual person or the
hero.
The hero, okay. And then if you damage the hero, each hero starts with 100 XP, HP, whatever. If you damage them all the way down, then you win.
Then then you have how many HP?
0 HP.
Yeah! What's up? We're basically a video game.
Well, so I must be the worst member then, because I want to say I didn't even touch you once. On the first game we played.
To be fair, I could not remember how to play it, but I did remember a few things.
It was coming back to you pretty quickly.
And I was trying to tell you what they were, like how it worked, but like I didn't.
That's true. Yes, you were trying to remember, and I believe it was an honest mistake when you told me to put a unit right in front of your attack that was happening the next turn.
Well, to be fair, it also should have slowed down the attack, but you didn't have any life left anyways. And
I guess it did technically, but it did so by dying.
It was also, it was totally a mistake. I did not intend that because I totally didn't think about where it was. I tried to
put it somewhere else, and you're like, no, put it here. It would be better. I'm like, oh, okay. And then you're like, oh, I forgot about this attack, and it was just like,
I did.
Like,
I wasn't looking at what was going to go off that next round, and I thought, okay, well, if you do this on your next round, you can move the other guy there, and you'll power him up, and then that should block out at least half of my thing. It didn't
work out, but it's okay. That was the second game we played, I think.
Because we had a better idea of how I had a better idea of how it was working.
Yeah, and I touched you a few times.
You did. You did touch me
for that game
a few times.
I didn't get you anywhere near. You still mopped up the floor with me. But the third game.
Yeah, that's right. After you'd played the tutorial,
we were neck and neck for a bit, and I think did I get you all the way down to 14 before you killed me?
Yeah, we were really close.
Okay, all right.
The only I happened to win because you lost a wall and I had a guy that was going to go off for like 70 points or 50 points.
Yes, because I chose, so you choose different factions and they also have different abilities about them. And my faction had the ability of creating walls when people die. So I was well up on walls and probably played a good defensive game. I don't know. I probably would have died a long time ago if I hadn't had this thing going on, but I also didn't manage the balance real well, I think is why. But whatever. It's a fun game. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I think the strength of the game is it is a long-term multiplayer game if you've got somebody to play with. I haven't tried just trying online, but Like I can play that game over and over again because you never know how it's going to go. I mean, you really don't. And you start figuring out different strategies, and then that causes you to start doing other things. And then you start thinking, okay, what if I do this hero because that person, and then the second player, like at least on couch co-op, you have the advantage because you know what the hero is going to be. So you can try to counter the hero.
I hadn't even thought about that. And honestly, that's the thing I haven't got into yet with the game is using the abilities in concert with each other or even to counter.
And that comes with the actual gameplay. Once you get that far, it'll be like, oh, do this and then you do that. Yeah, it'll come with playing the different characters.
Which is good. I feel like not only does the game grab you right away with its stuff, like even just learning the first few things, I was like, okay, this is something I want to learn. Like I want to actually understand what's going on. But it also appears to have those legs. Like I want to keep playing and I keep learning new stuff. And it's a Cappy game, actually. So that makes a lot of sense. That is kind of one of their hallmarks, I feel like, is that they're real good at that type of stuff. So
yeah. And I think one of the things that for me kept me coming back is that while the game, all the characters play in a similar manner and you know how to kind of build all the things, everything, each character, like you said, they're all unique units per a faction. So they don't, like, you may have the character that takes four units to power him up, but it's different than the person you're playing against completely. And learning how to use those effectively is super useful.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of depth there.
There is, touched on, and it's great because it's a simple game.
Yeah.
Like it's got the strategy, but it's totally simple to understand, simple to figure out, and it's hard to master type thing.
Sure, that sounds familiar. I bet we play another game or two of it before I go.
Probably.
Hopefully I win one.
You're well on your way. I'm not that good, and you're gonna get better than I am.
No. I could see it. I could see the wheels turning as it was coming back to you, and you were like, "Oh yeah, this," and I'm like, "Yes, that."
Well, again, I played it so much.
Well, it's okay to say that you're experienced.
I have the experience. I can tell you when that game came out, I didn't actually buy it. I wasn't the first person. Like Nathaniel bought it, and he was like, "Dude, you got to get this game, and we got to play it together because it's freaking cool." And we played that game probably almost as much as you and I played Borderlands.
Really?
I feel like it was like so many hours. It was up
game,
there.
It takes probably longer than 30 minutes, would you say?
It really depends. Because you can easily get a really good deal on your what are they called?
It's kind of a
your
draw.
Reinforcements.
Your reinforcements appear to pop up randomly.
Yeah, and you can get it like if you get a number in a row where it's just really good pulls and you have everything kind of lined up, even if it's not intentional, which it usually isn't. You can just blow through because the opponent, like,
that might have been what kept me alive for that game, actually, because I did get some pretty good ones where there's this also cool aspect to it. You power up an enemy of the same color by rearranging them on top of each other, 3 vertical to initiate an attack, horizontal to create a wall. But if you're able to delete a character that then causes a combo to come together, you'll get a bonus about it. So I got a few of those with my reinforcement draws that I was able to create, and it'll give you an extra turn. So it's kind of a free arrangement right off the bat. So
yeah.
Everything else we did not technically play together, except for the one game I won't mention because I don't want to end the podcast just yet. I have a new game I've got just before the plane, actually, thankfully, because it's a great playing game on my phone. Yes, playing game. It's called Konami's, and it might not actually
Puzzle
have Konami. Yes, no,
something.
So close.
Pixel Puzzle.
Pixel Puzzle Collection.
I was so close.
You were close. It's a Picross game, or Picross, depending on however you say that.
I like pie.
I do like pie. That's right. For us, it should be Picross.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a zillion of these out there. I don't know if Nintendo created them themselves. I feel like with some of the more popular ones, I have the one for 3DS, which we have talked about on the show before. There's actually another one, Paint It Black or Paint It Back, might be on
Painted
iOS.
Black is a Rolling Stone song.
It is. I just can't remember if the app is named after that. Or, I mean, it's not named after that. I don't remember if they use the same name or not.
Hey, you don't know. They could be.
But that's on iOS. That's good. I played that. I don't know if I even talked about that much, but good soundtrack there. Gets stuck in your head. This one I might like better than all of them, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's, number one, a competent Picross thing. It's actually, in a lot of ways, an evolution in that. So Picross has a bunch of numbers. You'd probably recognize a picture of a puzzle because it's a grid, and then on each side, on the left and on the top, there are numbers, and sometimes they pile up on each other. So on the left, you might see like 1, 2, 1. That just means across that row of 10, there's a 1 filled in, right? There's 1 block filled in, and then there's a space, and then there's 2 blocks filled in, and then there's a space, and then there's 1 block filled in. You just don't know how long the spaces are. So by process of elimination, because you get all the information on each row, you create the picture. And in the end, it's a picture of something. So with this
That's
one,
good.
yes, it is good.
I love that.
In this one, it's a picture of like the Gradius ship, or
Squiggle Monster.
Probably, if that's a Konami character. I don't know. A lot of these Konami characters I don't recognize, actually, because they're some pretty deep cuts. But it uses the music from the thing. It's created some type of boss battle puzzles that have kind of a timer on them. It's completely free, and I don't see any spots for buying stuff. I don't think that there are any microtransactions, but it's got a timer on some of the boss battle puzzles. Like you can only do them so often for some reason. I'm not sure. It's totally cool, especially if you haven't done Picross before. Check it out. I love it. I've been trying to build up to the 3DS Picross, I think, which is like Mario characters, and it's 3D, which I don't even understand how it works just yet. But until then, this is really great. Totally.
What's that game called again?
Yes. What is it called again? Konami
Pixel Puzzle Collection.
There it is. It doesn't actually pop up right away. I think even when I searched Konami, it wasn't the first one.
It didn't, but when I clicked into Konami, it was the first one on the top.
There you go.
And now it's downloading.
Yay! So we'll talk about that. Probably there's not much to talk about, but it's fun.
But actually, we will probably have a minor discussion because I have never played a Picross or Picross game.
It's a pie.
Picross.
We should buy a pie.
I'm a chocolate French silk kind of guy, or lemon meringue. I like both of those.
Is anybody not a chocolate French silk kind
I
of guy?
don't know. I feel like there are people that are stupid.
Okay, wait, like hot apple pie with ice cream on top though?
Oh, see, I like hot apple pie. However, I'm not a huge fan of the a la mode thing.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't like ice cream that way because I don't like how melty it gets. It
does get pretty melty.
For me, ice cream is like, give me a shake, give me a cone. But I do like apple pie the way we had it in the Midwest, so it's got cheese inside of it.
I've heard of that, never done it.
It's amazing.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wait, did you say cheese in the middle?
Oh yeah, it's you put it in with the, like, it goes into.
That sounds insane.
I've
heard of it like melted on top. Which
it goes onto the filling. Like you make the filling, then you put the filling into the pie crust. You put cheese on it. You put the top of the crust on. You bake it.
I don't know.
And then it's amazing.
Okay, all right.
It's fantastic.
Okay. Do they make that around here?
In our household when we make apple pie.
And now I'm out of pies. Where do we go from here?
Well, I want to bring this one up because we've never gotten to play Nintendo together. Real Nintendo, quote unquote, emulated.
You're
Nintendo.
right. I'm blowing past. Yeah.
We played a bunch of the classic Nintendo games on the Switch.
We did.
Yeah, there was. We played my favorite, Ice Climber.
We did start with Ice Climbers.
I love that game. It's just so much fun for me.
we probably did laugh the most during that game.
It's a nightmare game. I mean, it's a nightmare game because you mentioned this, and as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, I agree with you. They really nailed how awful that jumping was in the game.
I don't even know if they. Well,
I think it was. I mean, it's clearly this is perfect emulation because that's what the game was.
It's so specifically designed so that when you make a mistake, you can the level design to the way the characters control, so that you can make a mistake and fall down like 3 levels out of nowhere.
And then you're dead.
Uncanny.
And then you're dead. That's it.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
But then actually, the more we played it, the more we found the gameplay in it, like having to work together to get up. Yeah. Which I don't think I've ever found in that game before. I've always just played it and been like, this is fine. This is fun. And But yeah, that was a cool part.
I will tell you the biggest disappointment I have, especially this while you've been here, is that they don't have Bubble Bobble yet. Because that game, I could spend hours and hours playing Bubble Bobble with people.
They really don't have it? I feel like I saw it.
No, they have Balloon Fight.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Which we didn't play.
But we did consider it.
We always consider it.
That's true.
What else did we play?
We played ice hockey.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, ice hockey. That was fun too. I had never played it before.
We had some pretty good laughs with that one too.
That's true.
That was obnoxious. But
what kept happening? Oh no, we just got in. Like it got down. Did you beat me? That's right.
I beat in overtime. Penalty shots. Right. I beat you by one.
We were tied actually with I want to say seconds to go in the final period.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what happened. It put us into a penalty, or maybe that was.
It was because it was overtime.
Was
yeah.
It? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Instead of doing overtime like we did,
right.
and that makes sense because it's Olympic hockey.
Okay.
Yeah. That was fun.
But yeah, you got me. You got me.
What else?
Which is fine. I did not expect to win a hockey game against you. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, with Nintendo, sure. That's why the game was like 11-10.
It was close.
Yeah, it was.
That's theme of the weekend.
We played pro wrestling.
That's right. And that was fun because it all came flooding back to me when we saw the characters and I saw King Corn Karn. And I'm like, holy crap, I remember this game.
And I'm all about Starman.
You were Starman.
I got to be Starman.
Did you beat me on this one too?
I think so,
you
yeah.
Did.
But only barely because that was one of those we had gone for a really long time where I was getting pinned to a 2 count and
I was starting to
finally
wonder what the end game was of it.
and then finally I think you did a jump from the top rope and missed and I pinned you. I think that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's all that was the game.
It was a lot of good moves. Yeah, that was fun. I think we got through all of the moves possible by the end of that game. But
sure.
Fun one game, and you did get me, and now I'm remembering why I chose the final game we played.
Okay.
Dr. Mario.
Because you had to destroy me.
Up, yeah.
You needed to feel a little bit better about your...
And I did.
Yeah. You didn't just win, you decimated me.
I know. I think I still just won by 1 because we played the verses where it was first to 3.
No, you didn't.
Did you get 2?
No.
I think you got 2 wins.
I got 1.
Okay.
I got 1.
All right.
Yeah, and and that was the only reason I got the 1 was because you biffed twice in a row.
I did.
Twice in a row, and I did not.
I biffed and beefed.
Yes,
right?
Was that you? Because I thought it was the dog.
Nah, I lost it all.
Always blame it on the dog. That's what I say.
You do have 4 dogs.
And they have buttholes. And they flex them as hard as they can.
Alrighty. Do we have anything else? That was the end of the Nintendos.
Yeah, I think we teased an announcement. Do we want to?
We did, yeah, and you can get into it because I also downloaded WWE Stupercard.
Oh, that wasn't the announcement.
Oh, sorry.
We're not talking about that.
That's the one I could end the show with.
I will say, we did watch WrestleMania this weekend.
We did, which is kind of why I downloaded it. I enjoyed watching it with you a great deal.
Yeah, it was fun.
I also thought it would inform WWE Supercard, but it didn't. That game is harder, more complicated, and less immediately fulfilling than I had hoped. So
it is I
don't know.
I think it's funny how at the beginning what that learning curve is because they do not give you any real information. They're like, here's your card.
I thought it was going to be real obvious and easy, like the stuff I've heard about it, especially it being kind of a mindless game. I was like, I'll get this, and it'll be like I get a card and there's an obvious path to upgrade it or make it stronger. There's not.
No. And then there's no obvious description on what to do to make a card a pro instead of whatever the not pro is when you combine cards.
And there is a tutorial.
But it doesn't go into that stuff. The tutorial's here's your card, here are your stats, play this game, this is how it works, done.
That's it. It teaches you about the matchup and the game modes and it kind of walks you through them.
And I was lucky that I had somebody walking me through it that was telling me as I was playing. I'd ask questions. What do I do here? Why did this happen? And Nordrompf.
Oh, friend of the show.
By the way, that's kind of my big announcement.
Friend
is that
of the stream, yeah.
the stream is coming back. I got my computer fixed. I got some things together. Therapy has been going pretty good. And I don't know why you're laughing at that. Is it just because I brought up therapy?
I don't know if it was a laugh as much as it was a knowing laugh.
Okay.
I'm not laughing at you.
I'm not laughing, Ryan.
I'm laughing at me. With you.
Furta. So the stream is going to come back. I'm not sure when yet. It's coming though. I have plans. I'm getting another piece of hardware I think is going to make some things easier and or better for me in general. I'm going to be coming back with the Dead by Daylight. That's the expectation for me. The schedule will be different. It probably won't be as many days, but I'm still planning on putting in kind of the same hours that I was doing prior, just on less days.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to say.
I mean, not in toto. Like, I'm not
hours.
doing like 16 hours. I mean, I'm going to do the same amount of hours like I was doing on the day,
Gotcha.
on the dailies.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay.
Which is between usually 5 and 6.
But we will hopefully be supplementing some of that time with live shows.
That's right.
So,
we're working on some tests, figuring things out.
all we got to do is find the best way to get us both on screen at the same time from two different states. Audio fed to the right place, maybe work up a cute little graphic for us, and then we're good to go. That's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think that's a ton. I feel like we've got most of that like in our back pocket.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So for anybody that listens to this and maybe doesn't tune into the stream, there you go.
Now
That's,
you
that's a
know.
little something.
Yeah.
Those live shows will possibly take up one of the shows we do a week. I don't know. That's something to be determined.
Yeah.
More content, not necessarily worse than less content.
That's, we can argue about that later on.
Or you can decide.
We'll find out how much tent people want.
Tent?
Yeah. It's like you got a like a, what is it called? The floaty one, not the comma. What's the one up the stairs? An apostrophe.
What?
You got an apostrophe and it's a tent, apostrophe tent. It's short for content.
I still don't know. Oh, I see what you're, wow.
We're on the same page. We finish each other's.
We'll be back on the same page Thursday. Sentences.
That's what we...
So it'll probably be the Shazam show also.
How long has this been going?
30 nothing minutes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, fine. We're still good. Good. I didn't want to do more than 30.
No.
Edit everything.
Consider it done.
15 minutes.
The end.
Can you speed this up by 2 times?
Will it be the Shazam show on Thursday?
You had to really enunciate that.
I did. It was hard.
Yeah. It will be.
All right.
Because I can't hold it back here. It's really been difficult. And I got a bunch of more. I found more comics the other day.
We could do another Shazam show.
Which was super
right?
cool. And I'm one comic away from having 1 through 10, which has been my goal forever, which is super awesome.
Of the 70s run?
The original 70s run, yes. And I got new action figures. They're not crappy action figures. They're like Mezco figures, which are cooler. So much Shazam stuff this week.
All this since we even recorded that show. So
yeah, it's just been pure luck too. Yeah. Like it was just so. I mean, we went to the comic book shop initially to
buy all the Shazam stuff
to find stuff for your kids. We found one thing for your kids. I found 3 things for me. I could have bought them something, but I got them.
Hey, look at this
already.
thing I found for my kids, and as you rip it off the shelf and go to the register,
and I push you down.
Yeah. It was great.
Like,
Real
what did you
jingle
find?
all the way moment in there for a while.
There was. Who told you could eat my cookies?
I was Sinbad in that scenario, wasn't I?
I was Phil Hartman, so.
Oh, cool.
I just wanted you to know I'm here with your wife. The cookies are delicious.
So yes, come back Thursday for the Shazam show.
And
we'll come back next week for more video game talk on Zero Hit Points. Podcast at zerohitpoints.com. If you want to talk to us, also we're on Twitter, Facebook, any of those. Come talk to us and we'll have a great discussion.
Shazam! Show's over.